keys to setting this third hoist. Full disclosure, I have dropped a car off of a hoist, and it's a center post hoist of this nature. There's some things you definitely want to look out for and you want to watch for when setting a center post hoist like this. One of the keys is car positioning in relation to the center post right here. What happens and how I drop the car off the hoist is, if you get the car too far forward, the thing about this, where the weight of the end or the weight of the car is the engine. So it's on all of the cars we're working on, the engine's in the front. So what you want to make sure you do is, in your mind, you got a center post. Well, you want to balance, the thought is you want to balance the car on that center post. So it's not going to, the center post is not going to come up through the middle of the car. It's going to come up towards the front of the car. Now, you have to use some discretion. Obviously, if you get the car too far back, you're going to drop it off the back. You're going to go out the back door. You're going to go out the bay door and not be able to use it. So the key is, you have the car pull forward, but not so the center post is coming up through the middle of the car. This hoist is not particularly wide, so you want to make sure you're as centered as you can be. If it's a smaller car, the idea is, so you have a little bit more room on that wall, the idea is let's scoot the car over 4 or 5 inches and you get an extra little bit of room. If it's a smaller Accord, Civic, Escorts, Focuses, things like that. The idea is let's scoot it this way 6 inches or so. They're not scoot it, but actually pull it in a little bit offset. And this hoist is fine. Big cars, Grand Marquis, minivans, they don't fit particularly well because the hoist itself doesn't stretch out. It's not real wide and it's not real long. So you gotta be careful and you gotta put some thought into setting this hoist. There is a tank along the wall. I'll raise this up a little bit. It's the tank right over there. You basically, to use it, you pressurize it. Take this lever, push it forward, that'll pressurize the tank. This lever actually raises it up. This thing has 8,000 pounds of pressure or more. This is not to be played with. Never do you turn the hoist, okay? It'll twist a little bit, it's got a safety leg on it, but never do you twist the actual post. It will go through the roof. This is not a toy, it is not to be played with. To let the hoist down, you simply push this thing back that way, it'll expel the air out of the tank, push this lever down, it'll lower the car. One thing you need to watch out for when you have a hood open, the door opener and the ceiling right there will hit on the hoods, so you want to watch out for that. But this is a great hoist. It's an easy hoist to use. You want to make sure you're paying attention. Don't get the car too far forward, because if the car is too far forward, the front of it will drop off. So be very aware of that. If you feel unsafe with the hoist, don't use it until you're comfortable using it. Things you want to watch for as far as the hoist having a problem. If the hoist starts to skip, if the hoist starts to drop suddenly, there's potentially a hydraulic leak or even an air leak. Obviously, bring that to the manager's attention immediately. Do not use the hoist. We will get the problem addressed. But there's no real reason to be afraid of these hoists, and they're very, very useful actually. So, if you do have any questions, like I said, ask the manager, ask another technician, ask me, the owner, whatever you need to do, but don't use it if you don't feel comfortable. So, treat it with respect. Don't twist the post. The way these feet work, flip that up. This gets pulled in and out. This can only go so far. So when you slide this out, make sure you don't slide it out too far. That thing will fall off. If you get it out too far, it'll also bend itself. The arm itself will bend. So make sure you're paying attention, you're taking care, and you're not you're not abusing or lacking respect for this hoist.